Now we're back at it again with more HGN Season 4, and I feel like this one's going to be better because Blankness Networks and, even a few others have been a little more or less worthwhile, but... Okay, number 2310 is going to be about spelunking. So, any of you whom are interested in traveling to certain places, you might come across a little thing, a giant opening in the earth, known as a cave. A large passageway, or even a tiny space. Even those claustrophobic spots. Oh man, I cannot imagine anyone wanting to travel through those exact spots and these extremely tight spaces with very little clearance. But there actually is, in fact, a common sport known as spelunking. It's typically where people venture into caves as a form of sport, in the same way that some people might find self-pleasure, happiness, and whatnot by a variety of other activities they might do. And it could be anything, from hobbies to driving, and even having regular work take place. Let's be real, there's a good amount of people who really favor hard work, and there's no doubt about any of that. But of course, if you're wanting to explore the caves, always have the equipment necessary, whether it's rations, such as consumables, liquids, flashlights, batteries, medical kits, and a few other things in mind. Of course, having the right kind of clothing will also be necessary, as well as a good number of other things as well. Some of which can be optional, and others seem beyond necessary. So, I feel like not much more can be said. There have been some times where people have spelunked and it has led to their doom. If you're familiar with the terrifying Vertikalafika in Iceland, oh man, that is an enormous fall one would end up making, which is terrifying to say the least. And then of course there was actually one point where I've talked about many film projects that I've done in the past. One of which was 2006's Crimson Caverns. Yeah, and it's basically a thriller film accompanying the likes of my late uncle as well as his best friend, James. So, and the fact is, I was actually in there as well as their son, pretty much. Yeah, wouldn't you think? A 7-year-old me, complete with my uncle as well as his best friend, up until my uncle unfortunately had to move on with life. But it is still an impressive memory, and what technically was responsible for kickstarting a plethora of different things that I also did in my life. Not just with film projects, but there was also other things in mind as well. A lot of my current work technically was made possible thanks to his efforts. And the fact is, we did visit a local cave, north in Wisconsin, but unfortunately, it has since collapsed. Which is kind of sad, but at the same time, it'd be rather safe for people who might be curious enough to try to find out themselves what it's really like. But in any case, though, the art of spelunking was basically what did inspire the film Crimson Caverns to be made back in 2005 and 2006, and of course, never made a release. Unlike some projects I was able to find, but only so many have lived to this very day. So you know what? I'll see you guys later with another piece very soon, and I hope that HGN gets bigger and probably even better in the time to come.